Good evening, viewers, and welcome to Calypso Showcase. Tonight's show is a special in the memory of calypsonian, the Lord Maestro, Cecil Hume. Who was Maestro? What made him a great calypsonian? Well, tonight we hope to answer those questions. And to help us do that, we have Clive Nunes, who is the head of the management committee of the Maestro Memorial Calypso competition. And we've also got Carrie Stevens, known in the Calypso world as Tender Spot, someone who is very, very close to Maestro and who can share some thoughts with us tonight. So we begin by asking, where did the idea for this competition come from, Clive?
Well, it came from Tender Spot, right? In point of fact, there has been, over the years, some years ago, there were about 3 competitions, but just confined to the Princestown area, okay? So that when this management committee was formed, Tender Spot came up with the question of the competition, but he said, well, the idea was for it to be done South Central, right? But then we came up with the question of, well, what's the reason for the competition? You know, what it is we really want to do. And we discussed and says, look, the rapid deterioration of the lyrics in Calypso over the last, 8, 10 years, right? That, that is not doing the art form much good, okay? And therefore, we would like to do something. The committee met and we took about 2 or 3 meetings because people were of the view that the competition should be singing a song about Maestro.
I want to stop you at this point because I want to bring Carrie Stevens at this point. I think we should establish too that Carrie is the PRO of the South Central Zone of TUCO, the Trinbago Unified Calypso Organization. Carrie, tell us something about your position as a PRO and how it interfaces with this competition.
Well, for me it's not easy, but it's work I have to do. I was elected the PRO for the movement sometime in December, and from then on I was given the responsibility to make sure that South Central Zone is well known to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and I try my best to do so. It's very difficult to function knowing that I'm not qualified as a PR or to say, well, I have
no training or anything like that, yeah.
But I make out, not to, I have help from other members and they assist me very well, and whatever I try to do, I have Mr. Nunes, I have Mr. Bassant along with me, so.
From what age did you know Maestro?
As a schoolboy. Yeah, I was in sometime Form 3.
What kind of person was he?
Cool guy, easy to deal with, very giving type of person. You could get anything from him at any time.
In terms of his Calypso composition, what do you remember most?
He was like a machine. He will do sometimes 12 songs per day. If we have to work for special people, he will work special for, you know, do separate things for the people. And he will do sometime music first, melody in fact, and then he do lyrics. Sometimes he do lyrics first. Depends on the type of song he's doing.
He was very versatile in terms of his composition skills.
Yeah, I believe he was an accomplished musician also. Yeah, so it was, I believe if Calypsonian in these times should take pattern, he has certain things that he put down as a writer. He'll put topics, list of topics that he'll want to work with, and just do them as the vibes come around.
In terms of the competition itself, can you summarize quickly what has happened, where are we now vis-a-vis this Maestro Memorial Calypso competition?
Okay, what has happened is that we had the auditions that attracted 51 calypsonians. Coming out of that, we required 30. The judges gave us 31. That was for the preliminaries. That was held on the 4th of September up at the Eating Choices restaurant to a packed house. You were there.
Yes.
Right.
Very enjoyable evening, if I may say so.
Yeah. And then we had the semi-finals on the 18th of September. That was at the Palms Club, and that had 20 competitors. And coming out of that, we now have 10. And that grand finals is on Friday night.
Friday the 8th.
8.
And you've
Skinner's
got 10
Park.
competitors singing
10
2 tunes?
2 tunes, right.
One
is a Maestro song, one that was composed and sung by Maestro. And the second one is a new song that was never sung at any competition, right? Either at the semi-finals or finals before our auditions.
All right, well, let's start to acquaint our audience as to this, what we call great Maestro. We've put together a little video clip as usual on Maestro, and we'll be presenting that to you after we take a commercial break. But before that, we want to ask, especially those people out there who've had some sort of run-in with Maestro, who can remember some incident that they'd like to share with the other people, to call us in later in the program when we come back from the video clip and tell us about that incident or your whatever relationship you have had with Maestro. We take a commercial break. When we come back, Cecil Hume, the Lord Maestro. Cecil Hume, known in the Calypso world as Lord Maestro, was born July 1939 and died on Independence Day 1977. Just a half an hour after midnight, he was involved in a vehicular accident. Incidentally, that was the 15th anniversary of our independence. Well, Maestro had a short professional calypso career, which effectively began in 1969 when he arranged a set piece for the steel band True Tones, a tune concert at the hall, which incidentally was his own composition. The band placed second to Desperados in the Steel Band Music Festival that year. This tune was released on his first recorded 45, the reverse side being Great Inventors, one of his calypsos. Reliable sources advise that many years before this, he gave or sold his compositions to fellow calypsonians, especially those based in the Southland. He participated in many calypso competitions in Princestown in the 60s and won the crown there on many occasions. We were unable to locate any video footage of Maestro, but a competition organized by the southern arm of TUCO in tribute to Maestro afforded us the opportunity of getting a lot of his calypsonians, fellow calypsonians, performing his tunes, and we intend to use this to show you the life of Maestro tonight. In 1972, the year before he made his first big public impression, he sang a tune called Some Came Running, not known by many people, and this was the choice of the calypsonian Man-Child. This tune is a humorous account of a march by some union leaders and followers in South just 2 years after the Black Power rights of 1970. Here's Man-Child with Some Came Running.
The United Labour Force asked for permission to hold a demonstration, a religious procession. The police commissioner had strong objection. He said that demonstration is too much provocation. We take it on we own account and assemble by Paramount. I didn't think it would come to pass. You know they throw tear gas in we grass. We marching. We marching. If you see the crowd out there cheering loud, but the big protest made to one comment. Well, they nearly killed Jamada. George Weeks start a ball. Ramday were capsized and fall, but they couldn't kind Rafik at all.
His first recognized hit was Black Identity, which he sang in 1973. This tune took him all the way to the finals along with another calypso called Poor Man. That year he performed out of the Veterans Calypso tent. Calypsonian Crocro has been known for his compositions on race. Remember Rise African Rise and Sham We Don't Want It? Well, it is fitting that Crocro chose the song Black Identity to perform, which was also sung by another calypsonian exposer. Here's Black Identity.
Presently, almost everybody talking about black identity. But if you check out the majority, they're only using these words falsely. Because the first thing that is a shame, African people with European name, that is the first step we have to take to correct a prehistoric mistake. If you hear Sicharan Ramkela, Wan Lal Chan Bal Chan, well, bet your life dies a East Indian man, Jose Juan Gonzalez man, well, Sancho Pablo. You sure them fellas from Mexico? So why my name couldn't be Dingaka, Lubumba, Makiba, or Kenyatta? If we use these names, then we sure to be on the stairway to true black identity. Boom, boom, boom.
Now, no African should be reluctant to pass this on to his descendant. These names that you so dearly consider belonging to the white slave master. You lost your names, and this you must know. In the slave trade many years ago, and these present names you must understand, you're contributing to slave times tradition. Now come to Janin Tang Hin Kong Wang, you look long pingly. Well, then you're sure them fellas is Chinese. Vladimir Kostikiv, Khrushchev, Nikolai and Kowalski. Well, them is Russian men naturally. So why my name couldn't be Danjuma, Tafawalu, Mumba and Kuma? Change your name from Chogdas to Pygmy Bus, so we could know that you already have broken shot.
The other tune, Poor Man, which took him to the Savannah in 1973, was the choice of calypsonian Luther. And Luther did an exceptional job in getting the essence of the lyrics across to the public during the semi-finals. Here's Luther with Poor Man.
I tired, I can't take no more with the people who say we poor. I really want so much to believe who it is we really want to deceive. All around me I see growing industries, creating many job opportunities. So much money passing through we hand, and still we saying thing hard in this land. The poor man, the prettiest man on Josie you could ever see is on a poor man like me. You might think he's a top notch, the way how we drinking scotch with an expensive gold watch. He wins save a cent and pay no rent. Tell him where khaki, he get violent. In a Telalin suit, looking so refined. This time he jockey shots rag up like Parmasa mine. I know fellas who work Texaco 14 years and resign with the pocket low. Some of them didn't have a chick nor a child, was only work and get paid and spend money wild. And these are the men who complain about price. When their business was nice, they didn't take advice. Some of them house falling down flat on the ground, but it's driving wrong tongue in new brand Toyota Crown. The poor man is clocks for $50, rings on all the fingers and ravers, peepers. 21 crimpalin pants and he ain't missing a dance. Wingy restaurant food a chance. Is way and wappy wine, women and song. And if he get a stroke and lie down, and if the wife take a next man, he bawling hard and bold face enough to cuss she and say she bad.
Following year in 1974, Maestro joined Kitsch's Review and sang what is considered by many to be his greatest calypso, Mr. Trinidadian, the lyrics of which seem to be relevant even up to today. It took a newcomer, Rampage Man, an amateur calypsonian based at the Trinidad Guardian, to do justice to this classic. Here's Rampage Man with Mr. Trinidadian.
Mr. Trinidad, tell me what's in your on. Do you just like political confusion? You're criticizing the way you live, yet you can't produce an alternative. You say you against the power structure, you ain't like the opposition either. Well, take care, you jump out the hot water and end up in the center of the fire. Because you refuse to vote in election, but then you want revolution. You're strongly against communism. You walk out on colonialism. You say Eric Williams had to go, but who to replace him? You ain't know. Well, to make a long story short from in front, Trinidadian ain't really know where they want. Hey!
You say you didn't want no dictator, yet you want one man to rule forever. About help Malik, they find him guilty. Pramasa did the same, yet you set him free. Long ago you didn't want Fidel Castro, but today the same Castro is a hero. Now this attitude of Humpty Dumpty, you might fall off the wall eventually. Cause you say Butler was too high-handed, Stephen Maraj uneducated. You say that you can't trust your mother. You find soca ran to Congo, sir. They say the advice is on the young man. Still you go and bring back Ashford Sinanan. Well, you go call until you call back disaster, like the capital days of the slave master.
So big was this tune that Maestro would sometimes sing 7 or 8 verses in the tent. And very few people remember his other composition of that year, To Serve with Love. This was a message to Dr. Eric Williams about the reaction of people who felt they had worked so hard to put him in power. And it took someone who is versed in singing political calypsos to do justice to this. And naturally, Watchman, one of the leading political commentators of the day, chose this song. Another calypsonian, Brother J, also chose this, and they both did justice to the tune, To Serve with Love.
Mister, is me your black brother? Pressure, indeed inward hunger. The people who opposing you endlessly, them getting plenty, but you ain't care about me with the 28% I vote. Now you turn wrong and stroke, I open my throat. 90% of the daily buyers are of African descent. But when we buyers confront employers, we get all talk and not employment. The only time they want the naughty head fella is when I come over the counter to spend my dollar. No boss man, no, me ain't talking race. I only placing what taking place in the place.
In small factories and other industries, they employ only their friends and families. They're using my picture in their advertisement only to give the Afro buyer encouragement. But check their place of business and see. If you see 3 darkies, then you see plenty. 99% of all who buy in are of Afro origin, but they're not employing no black hen chicken, although it's my money they banking. I take me broken down old car and I campaign for you. You say who could buy car, could pay purchase tax too. And while you're talking that stupidness, you're driving wrong in a big black Austin Princess.
To show his versatility the following year, Maestro composed an up-tempo party tune, Tempo. And this was very, very popular with partygoers as well as on the road for Carnival. Also, he composed a double entendre tune, Jake and Blake, which is performed by a newcomer, Gary. Here's Jake and Blake.
A Grenadian fella named Theodore leave his wife and went up to Baltimore. He went up to work on a construction. To be exceedingly rich was his ambition. But his Grenadian wife, Tina Mary, playing she like plenty wappy out every night for the same reason, and coming back home next morning broken. 2 crack shots, players Jake and Blake. Well, all she money did at stake. I hear that they don't play, she fear. She losing but she don't care. And anytime you ask she children for she, they just say, we mommy gone to wappy. She must be gone to cinema for goodness sake. Or she gone back to Jake and Blake to get break.
In 1976, Maestro released his first full-length album called Fiery Tempo. This included tunes like The Mix, Mata Ranger, and Mountain Dew Gang. Not many of you will remember Mountain Dew Gang, and it took Tobago's Axeback to remind us how witty and sweet this melody was.
Let's go! Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. There is a place that they call the Man. 6 Company Village, Mountain Dew Land. The smallest child in this village, drinking bush rum like porridge, and they like to brawl. If you touch one man, man, you hit all. Bye-bye, Jack and Singer Cooper, Zainu and I, and Peter July, Alman, Poboling and Norman, from the Mountain Dew Gang in the man. Oh, ah, when these people sit down to drink, about sleep and rest, they don't stop to think. Day after day, week after week, till they get too tight to speak. Not bottle and spoon, they start baranging quite in June. Daya, bitter holder cooker, Priestman, old Sam Hamilton, Lucas, Billie Jean McIntosh, from the Mountain Dew Gang in the man. Oh.
That album also included the popular Fiery. Abby Blackman had a story to tell about how she sat by her father's side while Maestro composed this tune, so it was an obvious choice for her. This tune was also a popular choice among the Calypsonians in that a newcomer, Ade, formerly known as the Young Tangler, and the popular Squibby, who is incidentally one of the finalists, chose this as their selection too. Here is the popular Fiery.
They're asking everywhere how I come in next year. What kind of calypso? Is it fast or slow? While I working hard to come up to standard, they wondering how I come in. Coming on strong, it can't go wrong. Like the temperature in a storm, you will find the place getting warm. The dynamic musical bass, everybody shaking their way. That is how I come in. Mama, me ain't joking. Be afraid nobody. Watch me, raging in the heat, rampaging in the street. With a tune to beat, tune to sing. In the street, thing to swing. By any mountain, burning heat, heat.
Even little children telling me now and then, sing one of your new hits, we want to hear it. I had to refuse, had to make an excuse, can't make one note. I have sore throat. By the temperature in a storm, you will find the place getting warm. It's dynamic musical pace, everybody shaking the waist. That is how I come in. Mama, me ain't joking. Be afraid nobody. Watch me raging in the heat. Rampage in the street. With a tune to beat, tune to sing. In the street, thing to swing. Go! Fire mountain! Woo! Jump! Beat! Beat!
Not so much for glory, not so much for money. My love for Calypso have me rapping so. The kingdom at stake, that they say I can't make. I am all no, me no Lego. Coming on strong, can't go wrong. Like the temperature in a storm, you go find the place getting warm. The dynamic musical bass, everybody shaking their waist. That is how I come in. Mama, me ain't joking. Me afraid nobody. Watch me raging in the heat, rampaging in the street. With that tune to beat, tune to sing. In the street, thing to swing. Fiery mountain, heat. Thank you.
Well, Fiery was also accompanied by another popular tune, Boom Bam, which dealt with the panorama performances of previous years and the disgruntlement with judges. So you'll see how long ago this has been going on. In 1977, however, I would say this proved to be Maestro's biggest year to date. The tune Savage was released mid-year in 1976, and so popular was it that it lasted all the way into Carnival 1977. One of the Calypsonians, Tender Spot, who had a very close relation to Maestro, felt compelled to do this powerful composition. This tune was also performed by another Calypsonian, Brown Boy, who incidentally is in the finals, and here he is now with Savage.
New York City don't have money. Anywhere you walk is the talk in New York. Alien getting the finest woman, calling on the congressman to send home the West Indian. Savage, they say we West Indian. It's like we are human. This is how we make love. Well, love is all we think of. Whole day, same way. Especially in the winter, when the temperature lower than ever. Yankees looking for shelter. West Indian heroes, we taking over, we taking over. It looks like fire. Oh, dan 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 dan, do dan 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 dan.
Strong like lion, hard like iron. They start to protest, we outzest all the rest. Manhattan saying how they're so broken. Brooklyn say women could stay, but the man must go away. They say we West Indians, they say we ain't human, that's the way we make love. This is all we think of West Indian. Same way we need clothes, and Jamaican. Even in the winter, the temperature low as ever. The Yankees looking for shelter. West Indian heroes taking over, hot like pepper. Oh, 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 oh. Hey, hey.
In 1977, Maestro released the album Rampage Kids. Among the tunes on it were tunes like Rampage, Gold, The Godfather, Play Me, Congo Pepper, and Knock Them Down. Gold turned out to be one of the memorable panorama performances as played by the steel band Third World, an arrangement by Pelham Goddard. Maestro made the Monarch finals for the third time, singing Reveler and Rampage in the early part of the competition and changing to You're Fooling and Savage in the finals where he placed third. The Godfather, a lesser-known tune, is here performed by an up-and-coming young calypsonian, Stinger.
When I hear they changed my name, I didn't know who to blame. On they went without my consent. I ring New York and I ask Charlie ring back and telling me, same here star, they call you the Godfather, for you are spectacular. They say I am the Godfather of jam. My prancing speed is what the country need. The people romping, the people jumping, and every race shaking up in the place, every waist. Children fighting to see me, women going in a frenzy, because my jam taking over. They call me Godfather.
Another tune on the album was the tune Play Me. And De Fausto, who has strong memories of Maestro, if you remember the tune, The Unfinished Symphony, chose this offbeat number, which only has 2 verses on it, and was quite a hit in the semi-finals. Here is De Fausto with Play Me.
I want to tell my story, I want to sing my song. Yeah, 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 yeah. I want to tell my story, I want to sing my song. Calypso records upon the shelf. Tired now, they're talking for themselves. In a Salisbury or a block party, Calypso records lie lazily. 40% of soul you play, 30% Jamaican reggae, 20% Indian music. 10% ancient classic and oh no, massa no. Calypso, Mr. DJ, no, them call me Calypso. Play me. Why you treat me bad? I come from Trinidad. Play me. I want to tell my story. I want to sing my song. Yeah. I want to tell my story. I want to sing my song. Hit the horns. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Lord, boom, 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 bye, do. I want to tell my story. I want to sing my song. Yeah. I want to tell my story. I want to sing my song. I did not intend to lose control to promote my calypso true soul. But you see, this is the only way to survive in this business today. 40% of soul you play, 30% Jamaican reggae, 20% Indian music, 10% ancient classic, and oh no, massa no. Calypso, Mr. DJ, no, them call me Calypso. Play me. Why you treat me bad? I come from Trinidad. Play me. I want to tell my story. I want to sing my song. Yeah. I want to tell my story. I want to sing my song. Hit the horn. Boom, boom, boom.
Maestro was now poised for great things, and many Calypso pundits were rating him as potentially one of the best songwriters around with his unique style. His untimely demise on that fateful night snuffed out the life of an up-and-coming artist. Who knows what heights he might have attained? At the time of his death, he was in the process of recording his 1978 album. Public demand resulted in it being completed without all of the finishing touches that would normally have been added before the album's release. This album featured some of his most creative work, including the prophetic Calypso, Bionic Man, a car crash, a harsh slash, everybody say man done, a news flash, severe smash, one more calypsonian gone. The album was called Anatomy of Soca and featured the tunes Tanti, Bionic Man, Cher, C.D. O'Malley, Soca Music, Over Yonder, and Improving. No Call Them Name was another tune on it. Brother Kamara, a southern-based calypsonian, and one of those who clamored for Maestro's works to be published, sang the tune Tanti.
Uncle Dean went out and roam. Tanti Jean bring Harry home. Come back down to bring some grapes. Harry hide behind the drapes. I start to ball. Tanti, Uncle Smart was so that man bound to know. Tanti, Harry shoe showing this thing have killing. Lord.
One of my personal favorites on that final LP by Maestro was the tune Over Yonder. And giving a good account of himself, another finalist, Brother Marvin, with Over Yonder.
A place where the alien have all the power. The ones who belong there are made to suffer. With cannons and guns they take over by force. A man from London in Africa is boss. Over yonder, in a place called Rhodesia. Over yonder, in a place called Africa. Immorality, inhumanity, tomfoolery, skullduggery, insanity, enmity, illegally in the country. Over yonder, in a place called Rhodesia. Over yonder, in a place called Africa.
Cecil Hume, the maestro, a short but illustrious career. And if we can wish just one thing, it would be that he would influence other calypsonians to be more creative in their writing, because I think that we're at a time in our calypso development when there's a greater need for people to spend more time with the creative aspect of the calypso. So let's hope there's another maestro somewhere out there.
Over yonder, in a place called Rhodesia. Over yonder, in a place called Africa. Immorality, inhumanity, tomfoolery, skullduggery, insanity, enmity, illegally in the country. Over yonder, in a place called Rhodesia. Over yonder, in a place called Africa.
Welcome back to the live portion of Calypso Showcase. And first, let us make a slight correction. As we were watching the video clip, we got some information from our two guests. It was pointed out that the tune Some Came Running was in fact sung in 1976. The event of March 1975 being the Bloody Tuesday, was it? Yeah, perhaps you can add something to that, Clive.
Well, it was during the struggle of the combined oil and sugar workers. And they were having a march from San Fernando to Port of Spain. But it was under the umbrella of religion. It was a religious march because there were Muslims, pundits, and, you know, all different kinds of religions. And they had that march, and Tony May was then the commissioner. And he just said, no march, you know. And the march proceeded, and it is history. How many people were beaten, who were arrested, how many heads were busted, and all that sort of thing.
And Maestro put it into song.
And he put it into song, and he also made the humor part with the disappearance of Rafiq Shah.
Before we leave Tender Spot, what would you like to say about the man Maestro? How would you think he would like to be remembered?
Well, he died in 77. In 78, we had a little group called the Maestro Fan Club, and we decided to keep him alive. We'll do it through the music. And we wanted to go from strength to strength, you know, like move it from Princeton and bring it to San Fernando and if possible come to town. And then Tuco come about. And since Tuco come about, we had the South Central Zone, and we decided to try to make it, you know, to bring it up more national level. What we want to do is we want to put on a foundation, a Maestro Foundation, where we could help, because he's really a person that like to help. So we want to have this in a way that we could help the needy. We was thinking about putting a statue of him in Princeton. We also want to be responsible for taking care of the tomb.
Over yonder, in a place called Rhodesia. Over yonder, in a place called Africa. Immorality, vanity, tomfoolery, skullduggery, insanity, enmity, illegally in the country. Over yonder, in a place called Rhodesia. Over yonder, in a place called Africa.